What's going on? Is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. Couple different updates, and then I want to give you guys some advice. Maybe a little bit unsolicited. You may be thinking differently, but a couple different updates on my life before we get into that. First things first, we finally got the Porsche back, so it's back better than ever. Remember that it was crashed over there. I don't know if a lot of you guys remember that. I had got into a freeway crash, so the Porsche is back. I'm going to keep it probably for about another year. I absolutely love this car. So the Porsche is absolutely stunning as usual. And then I'm at the site of our first build, right? So this is what is happening. Currently, we are in a space to where they've poured some gravel here. So I'm walking on the gravel. And then they've delivered some more materials. And then they smoothed everything out. I don't know if you guys are familiar with what was going on, but basically dug this whole thing out, poured the basement, and then that is a window inside of the basement. And then they poured all of the footings and everything out, and then they're gonna come and build the garage. And we building a house from scratch right here. So if you want to tap into the Patreon and get an update on what we got going on. And then after that, we're going to go into framing. So everything is going well. All of the inspections are going well. We are going to be building through the winter. So we got another property that we're going to be building at. And everything is going well. So I've recently acquired some more property, some more land. And again, we don't do any financing. We don't go through banks. I show the details. I actually show all of the receipts inside of the Patreon. I'm gonna be doing a live stream next week. So you guys are more than welcome to be invited over to that. And we buying up all of the neighborhoods, and we tearing down a lot of different houses, and we buying property at the rates that people are mad at. We don't care about them because we don't have a timeline. We don't deal with a bank. We're not focused on it. We're gonna buy all of the cars. We're gonna continue to fly. And as I navigate through these things, this is a porta potty, so these are all of the approvals and things like that. So I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of insight of what we're doing over here. So you see that? See how it says approved? And we got the porta potty right here. That costs me roughly $185 a month, the porta potty. So we gotta have one on site in order for well, we don't have to. You can let the people go out and they can go to McDonald's and use the restroom and stuff. But when we want them here, we want them working, right? So that was something that was advised to us by our contractor / architect. I got a site manager and we running it up, right? And so there's this conversation, and I kind of addressed it on the Millionaire Morning Show. I got a little bit frustrated with the sentiment of the people. And sometimes that happens, right? I got a little frustrated with the sentiment of the people. And the reason that I was frustrated is because I come from Detroit, bro, from nothing, literally from nothing. I remember being younger and I thought that I was going to be super tall, and I wound up not being tall. Thought I was going to make it into the basketball league or whatever, but I never banked on that. And when I was younger, I knew that I was going to be successful, and I knew that I was going to be rich. Let me say that again. I knew that I was going to be successful, and I knew that I was going to be rich. It was just in me. And it was like, you know what? No matter what it takes. And I seen, different people, and they were successful, and my heroes were never rappers or anything like that. And my heroes were finance guys. And my favorite movies were, stuff like Wall Street. And I wound up looking at Up in the Air, and I was admiring the fact that people would travel for their jobs and all of that type of stuff, right? And this is when I was coming up and when I was inspired for certain things, right? And so I've always depended on work ethic, and I've always depended on educating myself, because I've always just believed like, yo, if that guy can do it. I was looking at Dan Gilbert, and that was one of my heroes growing up, in that, he just went to Michigan State, he took care of business, and he was able to build a company from scratch that ultimately allowed for him to become a billionaire with a B. And I was thinking to myself, well, if certain people can do it, why am I looking up to an athlete? Like, I never admired the Jordans and all of that type of stuff. I like their shoes, but those weren't my heroes. And the reason why those weren't my heroes is because I knew that I could use my work ethic and my intelligence to push me into places that other people wouldn't have access to. And so this conversation that was started by Earn Your Leisure, that then I latched on to, and I gave my opinion on what is being wealthy, what is financially free. And then Richard Fain gave his opinion about it, and I reacted to it this morning. And then it's not the fact that we're having conversations, because I think that that's the beautiful part of this. The beautiful part of this is that we're now starting to debate and have conversations about things that are productive for people in general. You know that I do not align myself with people based off of the race, color of their skin, any of that type of stuff. But we starting to have conversations based off of things that are productive. And there is no beef amongst us. I think that Richard Fain is awesome. I love what Ian is doing over there, what Earn Your Leisure and everything like that. So there is no beef. But we just have fundamental differences of opinion as to what we think we should be pushing people towards. And so when I'm thinking about what success looks like, I like to say that, and it's very similar to what Ian talks about, I like to say that success is a much larger number than what we like to give ourselves credit for. And then other people, and it's not just Richard, there's other people that then says, well, you don't have to worry about that because that's the 1% or the 1% that gets to $10 million or more in net worth and all of this other type of stuff. And I'm like, why can't we? So you're telling me that because I'm black and the majority of black people aren't wealthy, or the majority of people aren't wealthy, that somehow, some way that I can't use my work ethic and intelligence, do it the right way and still be successful? Why can't I? Why is that a thing? Why can't I not have to deal with banks and don't do it traditionally like everybody else do it? Why can't I continuing to pour into my people? Why can't I have multiple different businesses? Why can't my daughter travel the world? Why do I have to be and compare myself to what people then say is normal or regular? Why can't I employ my people? Huh? Why can't I be a beacon for other people? Hello? Sorry about that. I had to take that call because that's actually a really, really important call. That's going to be a great interview that you guys are going to absolutely love, but I'm looking forward to it. But I think that we just got fundamentally different ideas of what success is supposed to look like for people. In a general sense, my thing is, well, you think that 10 million is too much for the general person. I'm not speaking to the general population. I know that the majority of people is not going to listen to you anyway. They're going to look at you. They're going to look at your cars. They're going to look at what you're doing. They may even be curious about it. They're going to step into it. And then they're going to go and they're going to buy some Jordans, and they're going to spend their time and their money on things that's not add value into their life anyway. Most of the time, what's best for people has to be revealed to them. So I'm looking to be a information hub and a beacon for when people decide that they want to get themselves together. I will be here waiting for you, adding value into your life, and you are more than welcome to be able to come over here and get whatever insight that you want, or over on the Millionaire Morning Show, because that's really a more informational platform as far as the money. And this is the platform that I kind of speak about life and relationships and all that other type of stuff. But in a general sense, I believe that success or information, or whether you're talking about spirituality, that's to be revealed to you. That is not something that I can press upon you, that I can make you do. That is not any of that. And so when you're ready, or when you've suffered enough, or when you tired of being in the same situation, or you level up beyond the information that you got in order to get to a different space, I will be here waiting for you. My message to people is you can have whatever you want if you're willing to put the work in. And I don't think you should limit yourself based off of data, statistics, or what people say you can or you can't be. You listen, you got the same 24 hours as that other guy, and it ain't nothing that's holding you back from being successful. Stop acting like you limited in that way. You not limited in that way. Make sure you tap in, make sure you deep dive, and make sure you start having proper conversations about what makes the most sense for you. And when you start to break that down of what you want your life to look like, if it then looks like 2 million, then shoot for 10, hoping that you hit 3. If it looks like 2 million, shoot for 10, and then you might hit 3, or you might hit 15. And it might be different than what you think it is, but stop letting people limit you based off of the fact that they say, well, most black people, well, I don't even compare myself against most black people. I'm looking at people that's way ahead of me, and then I'm trying to mine out or reverse engineer how they got there. And then that's the way that I start to blueprint out what my life is supposed to be like, because I want to get there faster than they did. A lot of my mentors, I've passed them up. I remember one mentor that I had, and he was very, very successful. He was related to me, thank God. When we were younger, and by the time that I had hit 30, I was talking to him, and I said, man, I got to certain spaces, because I wasn't quite where he was at yet. I said, I got to certain spaces before, much younger than you did. Imagine what I'm gonna be like when I'm 40. And he's so proud of me, and he's so happy, and we had conversations over in Florida, probably a couple of different weeks ago. And it's just a great feeling to know that I'm 40, but where am I gonna be when I'm 50? And where am I gonna be when I'm 60? And the world is right ahead. The world is our oyster. All we gotta do is seize the moment and take advantage of it, but we can't be limited by our mindset thinking that you just gotta be in the middle. And listen, there's nothing wrong with having a regular job. Nobody is knocking you for that. Nothing is wrong with being normal. Nothing is wrong with being, if your number is $500,000 and then you get your Social Security and maybe you get a military pension or something like that, military retirement, then that's cool. That's you. I'm saying that for the people that want to excel beyond that, that is what I'm on. That's the type of time that I'm on. And I hope that you taking this journey with me, hopefully I can inspire you to do so also. If not, then cool. Enjoy the show. Be entertained by the other stuff that we talk about. And I hope that everything is going well. But for me and mine, I'm going to push them. I'm going to grind. We're going to hustle. And we're going to try to run this up as much as possible. I love you. I appreciate you. Hopefully you guys see value in what we're talking about. I'm going to holler at you guys later. Peace.